was a chaotic scene at the International Conference Center earlier today. Welcome to Roots TV Roundup. I am Aisha Jabrin. Before starting the news in details, here's a look at our top stories. NAS members elect stranded at ICC. PDP says Buhari is not its president. NNPC to take over all mining leases from Shell. The Independent National Electoral Commission today issued a certificate of return to candidates who emerged victorious in the National Assembly elections held across the country on February 23rd. The ceremony was not, however, without initial glitches. And now let's join Gloria Oji Modi, who was live at the venue, to tell us more. Gloria, tell us exactly what happened.
Aisha, the event was really off to a chaotic start. From the entrance of the ICC, crowd control was a huge issue for the security operatives. Now, the invitation was for the senators-elect and their spouses. However, they showed up with an entourage. Imagine 107 senators, or 105 that showed up though, coming with an entourage, some coming with as many as 20 per person. Some had up to 10 security officers of their own. So you can imagine how chaotic it was at the entrance. And then when we got into the ICC, in particular, into the main ball, it was a completely rowdy event. Nobody wanted to stop talking. I mean, as they were calling the names of the senators-elect to collect their certificates of return, there were chants, there was singing, clapping, and when they would leave from the podium, another set of, fanfare from their fans. So you really wouldn't even realize what was happening if you walked into the event venue. But then it was really all for good. I spoke to INEC Director for Media, Osaze Uzi, later on, and he blamed it on the uninvited guests. All of those people that showed up, the entourage, they made everything rowdy. However, you know, the event happened. 105 senators-elect collected their certificates of return. 2 were absent when that was going on. So according to INEC, theirs will have to come at a later date.
Okay, thank you there, Gloria. That was a significant move. Could you just summarize those? I saw somewhere where they said, you know, INEC made mention of the fact that they would start electoral reforms as soon as possible. What did the INEC chairman say about this at the event?
Well, the INEC chairman did not really talk about that at the event, because it was really just about issuing certificates of return to the senators-elect. And it was a very short, it was meant to be a very short event. I mean, they are called up, they get their certificates, and they walk out. But what happens after they walk out was what created the rowdiness and all of the craze. Now, interestingly, we spoke to a lot of senators after they received their certificates of return. And one of the things they kept mentioning is they are going to try, because don't forget, the ninth Senate is going to be made up of 64 APC senators. They are going to be in control. And all of the APC senators we spoke to were more interested in promoting the agenda of the president, and which is the next level. And that's why we asked if they were going to be bipartisan in their decisions. They all said yes, 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 the typical thing. But of course, we will be watching the Senate for the next 4 years to see if they actually do as they say.
Okay, thank you there, Gloria. And now that the APC-led National Assembly is going forward, let's see what's going to happen there. Spokesperson of the People's Democratic Party Presidential Campaign Council, and this exclusive with Roots TV, reveals why the party does not consider President Muhammadu Buhari its president.
As far as we are concerned, until we dispense with the outcome of our tribunal case, we will not recognize the winner or so-called winner of the 2019 presidential elections.
It is a good day for the Ogoni people as President Muhammadu Buhari has ordered the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation and the Nigerian Petroleum Development Company to take over the operatorship of the entire oil mining lease 11 from Shell Petroleum Development Company not later than April 30th, 2019.
President Muhammadu Buhari has ordered the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation to take over the operatorship of the oil mining lease 11 located in Ogoni, Rivers State from Shell Petroleum Development Company. This comes 26 years after oil exploration ended in the region. President further directed NNPC and PDC to confirm the assumption of operatorship by 2nd May 2019 and ensure a smooth re-entry into Ogoni land. OL11 is located in the southeastern Niger Delta and contains 33 oil and gas fields, of which 8 are producing as per 2017. It is swampy terrain to the south with numerous rivers and creeks. Port Harcourt is located in the northwest of the block, while the major yard and logistic base at Onne is located by the Bonny River. The Bonny Oil Terminal, the largest in Nigeria, and Nigeria LNG are both located at Bonny. Tensions broke out between Shell and local inhabitants of Ogoni land over the company's role in pollution in the community. The growing crisis reached the world's attention when in 1995, a Shell critic and member of the Ogoni ethnic minority Ken Saro-Wiwa was executed along with 8 others by the military junta. A 260-page report published in 2011 by the United Nations Environment Programme said that Shell had not applied its own procedures when operating in the Niger Delta, creating a tragic legacy of environmental destruction. Shell Nigeria declined to comment on the NNPC takeover. However, sources at the Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources in Abuja revealed that there were 4 partners in the OML11 joint venture. NNPC owns 55% shares in the OML11 partnership, while Shell, Total, and Ajib own 30, 15, and 5% respectively in the joint venture. Operatorship of the asset had moved from Shell to MPDC, the flagship oil exploration and production subsidiary of the NNPC.
The People's Democratic Party is alleged plot by the federal government and the APC to use soldiers to rig the rerun governorship elections slated for March 23rd in 6 states.
The People's Democratic Party has alleged that the federal government and the All Progressive Congress are planning to use soldiers to rig the rerun governorship elections slated for March 23rd in 6 states by the Independent National Election Commission. This allegation comes after the Osun State governorship rerun election, during which security men barred journalists, observers and voters who wanted to vote for the PDP from gaining access to polling units. The PDP also accused INEC of working hand-in-hand with the ruling APC party to deny it victory in states where it claimed a large number of voter turnout for its candidates. The commission has set the states to hold rerun elections in Kano, Adamawa, Bauchi, Plateau, Benue and Sokoto states. However, the national chairman of the PDP, Prince Uche Secondus, said it was strange that the Nigerian army allowed itself to be used by politicians who he claimed were out to dent the image of the security agencies. He described what happened in Rivers State during last Saturday's governorship election as deplorable and called on Nigerians to demand the withdrawal of the military from the state. Secondus stressed that the PDP would not allow any form of harassment by security forces on voters. He ordered the members of the ruling APC party needed to think about the economic and social implications of not allowing free and fair elections in the country.
Itogimo Edet is standing by with top 5 business stories.
Welcome to Top 5 Business Reports as we take a look at the major financial news of the day. I am Itogimo Edet. The license for the operatorship of oil mining lease 11 in Ogoni land granted to Shell Petroleum Development Company has been revoked by the federal government. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari, who is the Minister of Petroleum, ordered that the license be transferred to the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation and its upstream subsidiary, the Nigerian Petroleum Development Company. Meanwhile, the Corporate Affairs Commission has registered 73,000 companies within 3 months under its cost-friendly business incentive strategy rolled out in October last year. CAC said it will record a higher number of registrations in the first quarter of 2019, adding that it will implement the various initiatives put in place to ensure ease of doing business in the country. In the meantime, Nigeria, Sao Tome and Principe and Total SA signed an oil production sharing contract on Thursday, according to a joint statement. Accordingly, the production sharing contract with Total E&P Nigeria Limited will prospect for oil in 3 blocks. The estimated reserves of the Block 7, 8 and 11 were not disclosed. In the money market, the Naira on Thursday gained marginally against the dollar at the parallel market in Lagos, exchanging at 358 to the dollar. At the Bureau de Change segment, the Naira traded at 360 Naira to the dollar, while the pound sterling and the euro closed at 470 and 406 Naira respectively. And in the capital market, equities closed Thursday on a negative note as the NSE All-Share Index depreciated by 0.48% to close at 31,210.7 points, as against 0.13% appreciation recorded previously. Its year-to-date returns currently stands at minus 0.70%. Market breadth closed negative as Dangote Flour led 8 gainers against 20 losers, topped by Learn Africa. And that's top 5 business news. I am Itogi Mo Edit. It's back to the main news.
And that's all on Roots TV Roundup. But before we go, a recap of our top stories where we told you that NAS members-elect were stranded at the ICC. PDP insists Buhari is not its president. We also told you NNPC to take over oil mining leases from Shell. For more of these updates, subscribe to our YouTube page, Roots TV Nigeria. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I am Aisha Jibrin.